Okay, recording. This is David, engaged with creative individuals throughout the world. And today's special guest is UC Wills, who's a Nigerian visual artist. So, if you'd like to talk more about yourself.
All right. Thank you very much for the platform, at least to get to know you and some other creatives. All right. My name is Ucwills Odunze, but I'm popularly known as Ucwills. So UC is drafted from Uchechukwu, then Wills from God's Will. So I'm a creative artist as well as a photographer. But in the line of academics, I'm an economist. So I just try to blend in the economical knowledge into the arts and the photography I'm into. So that's just it. Nothing really much.
Okay. So where are you based? Where are you based now?
I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. Lagos, Nigeria.
Just for the people out there watching, listening. Yeah, I knew that already, but I just want people out there to know that. Yes. So I can address you as UC Wills, yeah? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. UC is okay. UC Wills.
UC Wills, okay. So UC Wills. I discovered your work on Instagram, and I was blown away by the two key pieces like attracted me personally. A dialogue between realms and custodian of time. So let's go through a dialogue between realms. So this piece, I like your graphic style, bro. Your style is very unique. So what's the idea? What's the story? What's the theme behind a dialogue between realms? What's the theme behind this piece?
All right. Okay. Before now, like before this period, I've always based my art just on hyperrealism. Trying to replicate an image just the way it is, more like photograph. But as of last year, and from there, I began to see the need to drift away from pure realism, because photography is something that it can just, with a click of a camera, you can capture whatever thing you want to capture. So there was not really a need for me to just replicate what my camera can do. Mm-hmm. So I stayed back from arts for like a year. The inspiration was not that great. I was just there. So it was up to this year, with the breakout of coronavirus and the chaos that is happening in the world right now. So I just had the drive. Let me say I had the drive to create something. But then, what am I going to create? That was the question I was going to ask myself. What am I going to create? Yeah. So I began to make some discoveries, some findings, and then I could not really figure it out because I was scared. Normally, still shouldn't be scared that the coronavirus is just there, take the precautions. But then I was scared. I was like, what if this stuff gets to me or my family or my loved ones? How do I get to address it? So the fear, the panic, and I couldn't really place everything in just one piece, in just one. My findings, I delved into the show reality where we deal more with the subconscious mind. Because then it was more like I wasn't really focusing more on the things just within. There's something I can't just imagine. Maybe when I'm sleeping, the imagination just springs out. So I don't know if you understand me. So at that point, I just make a sketch of what my thoughts and everything is all about. And after the sketch, I came up with that. And I was like, will there be a reception for this? Will people accept this kind of art? Like, with the way the face is scattered, the glitz effect, and the rest of it?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I really want to do. This explains the chaos that's going into, because it's not really fixed. So it's just like a shattered illustration of what I'm trying to imagine. So at that point, I was like, okay, yes, this is what I'm going to do. Let me just create it. Let me just put it into paper. And that was just the inspiration behind it. And it came out just the way it was.
I like that. This is you articulating your emotions, your thoughts, the stuff that's happening in your head, and you just express it as honestly as possible through the artwork. See, this is what good
Yeah.
artwork is about. This is what great artwork is about. Being able to get whatever's on your chest or that's heavy on your mind and just, getting it onto the canvas. So like art is, to me, it's like a medicine. It's like a medicine. Just it's like say that. To me, it's like
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, when I created that piece of work, I felt the kind of even the reception I got from most of my art stuff, and I felt happy because there was a message behind it that people received. So initially I was scared that not doing the usual kind of hyper realistic and kind of stuff that I do. So I was scared. So but the turnout was fine. So I was glad I was able to pour out just the way it is.
yeah, this is communicating something. It's communicating. You're telling a story. You're trying to say something. You're trying to express something through these pieces. That's why I'm a big
Yes.
fan of conceptual art. I'm a massive fan of
Yes.
conceptual art because it's a good vehicle to express thoughts, to express an emotion, to express any type of feeling that's bearing on your heart. And I appreciate hyperrealist art, but it's not enough. You need to communicate. You need to say something in the image. If the medium, so I think the medium should dictate the concept, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So maybe a hyperrealist face of a particular person, it might be conceptual at the same time because of the subject or the time or whatever. But just to do it for the sake of the medium, just to do it for the sake of hyperrealism, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's subjective. It's a subjective thing. But for me personally, to have concepts and ideas fused in with the medium, I think it's much more powerful.
Okay, it's kind of not so clear, but if I get it very well, you want to give an explanation of the medium used, the medium.
Yeah. What medium did you use to produce the piece? What medium did you use?
Okay. All right. I use charcoal and newsprint on paper.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Okay.
charcoal and newsprint. So
Okay.
the newsprint served as the collage on the artwork, while the charcoal is just the normal the normal tool that was used for it. So just two basic materials, the charcoal, the newsprint, and that is it
Okay.
on paper.
Okay. Okay, and this is a question. So some of my viewers, they asked this question. How long did it take you to produce this piece?
Where, when I'm asked that question, how long it takes me to produce a piece? Well, the first question I'll ask is it when I'm making the drawing on the paper or when the thought comes in? So it's
Because
it's a two-way question. So I want to, is it when I started? Is that?
so, like there's a lot of art students. Some of them ask me, "Oh, you should have asked them how long it takes." I know. So they probably want to know, like technically, from when
Okay.
you start to
Okay.
complete.
Why applying
So
fiscal?
execution, physical execution on the canvas.
All right. It took me, let's say, approximately 1 month. Let's say 3 to 4 weeks. So that is just like a month to complete.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Because
Yeah, that should
there are
sort of give.
times, yeah, there are times when I just feel like, okay, um, the vibes is not there. Like there's no connection. So I just have to just pull out and just come back to it later. And so let's just say 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes. Okay. How big is this piece as well? How big is it?
It's just 2 by 3 feet, 24 by 36 inches. 24 by 36 inches.
Oh, okay. 6 inches. That's like 82.
Is
Okay.
that?
Is that 82 size? Is that roughly 82?
Yeah, yes,
I don't
yes.
know.
No, yeah,
That's
at
roughly
least I
82.
think.
23 by 36. That's roughly 82, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's close to that.
Close to 82 size, I think. Yeah. Ah, yeah, it's a wonderful piece. Seriously, it's good. I really
Thank you
like
so
it.
much.
And have you? So who have you been? Have people contacted you as a result of this piece, like galleries, perhaps?
Uh, okay, like personal individuals contacting me regarding the piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yes, but I would say to an extent, some people, persons that are close to me
Mm.
have made some remarks on it, and also some from the IG page. I got some new followers that made reference to the artwork, and I was really happy. In fact, I felt I did something different from the so it was a push for me.
Yeah,
Just the way you made reference to it that it was one of your favorites. Same way some
yeah,
other persons came and said yes that this artwork is one of their favorites, and with that I was like, yes, this is what I want. This is the message I'm trying to pass through.
yeah. I appreciate you have your own style. You have your own way. I appreciate that as well. So, me myself, it's just I've always been into art. I always love looking at art. I collect books on art. I collect books on photography. I love image. I love, so I just appreciate the arts. Okay, cool. So, and one more thing about a dialogue between realms. So, how
Okay.
did you reference the model? How did you reference the boy?
Other reference model. Okay. I after getting my old concept and with the sketch and everything, I just get
Mm,
like actually the muse for that artwork was my younger brother.
okay.
So I got him to pose for me the way I wanted it, and just after which I made some personal manipulations myself and then brought it out on paper. So most of my artworks I create my reference myself. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
create them myself. So I just think of the
Mm,
concepts and just try to bring them out through photography, and from there do some little manipulations, and then the final piece is on the canvas or the paper.
okay. 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 Nice. So it's a great piece. I really like this piece. Awesome piece. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, oh, you're welcome. So, custodian of time piece.
Yeah.
So, this piece right here is hands down one of my favorite pieces from you. This piece is like, I don't like seriously like this piece is very powerful to me. It actually speaks to me. It's very powerful. I like all the details with the claw on the hand and the the cardboard clock in flames
Yeah.
and the newsprint behind. I'll just throw a guess. Does it revolve media?
Sorry, I didn't
As
hear
in,
that.
like, so the idea behind this piece, like the news, you know what? I'm gonna be quiet now. Can you talk us through this? What's the idea? What's the truth behind this
No,
piece?
no, I would like to get your idea behind the piece. Like, what do you
Yes,
think about that piece?
yes, okay. I have plenty of ideas. So
Okay.
I'm guessing it's about media, as in news, TV, and media. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Does it
with
have
you.
something to do with that? Yeah? Something
Uh,
about perception, something about perception, perhaps. The concept of
yes.
ideas and perception within media. So if you have a young boy and time, and you got media, and you got the newspaper behind it, and you got the manipulation of time and perception and media. So something about manipulation of media and perception, something along those lines.
Okay. I will give you a kudos. To an extent, you're right. Like before I'll proceed, art is something that passes message to different kind of persons. Like the way you perceive a particular kind of art might be
Yes,
different from the way I perceive kind of art. So
yes,
what boils down is receiving a message from that artwork.
yes,
So actually, what really inspired that artwork, the custodian of time, was partially related to, like you said, perception, and also
yes,
the current happenings. The current
yes,
happenings, like first of all, if let me just give a description of the artwork. If you look at the artwork, you discover that the clock itself is not in alignment, it's like upside down. Did you
yes.
notice that? Yeah. And
Yeah, I
also,
did. Yes, yeah,
okay. And also it's having the dark side, which signifies the night, and also
yes,
the newspaper bright aspect of it, which signifies day.
yes,
Okay. Now, the face itself is being just is the composition of different shapes and different angles for the face. Okay.
yes,
Let me now give what inspired me and the whole thing behind it. Currently, where we observed, I say, worldwide shutdown,
yes,
where we're asked to stay indoors, no movement, don't do this, don't do that. And I began to think, like, this thing that is happening, to an extent, what if, peradventure, we lose counts of time? Like, what if it comes to a point where I ask you as an individual, what is today? And you reply, I don't know. Like, today is nothing. Like, there's nothing like today or tomorrow or next tomorrow.
mm.
I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to
I
picture out.
understand.
Like,
Yes, yeah, I'm hearing you.
okay,
I'm listening. Yeah,
okay. Like, I had it as a thought, like, is it possible that what is happening now, like the current situation we're having now, where we asked to be locked down and everything, what if there's actually a stoppage of time? Like, how do we react? What will be the repercussion? Will it be that the stoppage of time reflects to the stoppage of life or the stoppage of our existence? And what if there's someone in charge of this? What if something triggers it and there's just like, okay, today we are ending everything regarding time? what if the time is just an illusion?
Yeah.
So these questions were just ringing in my head. And also I was like, okay, I came across an article that asked the question was like, is it possible to live the present, live the past, and live the future in the same time? And then I tried to narrow it down to the same thing that's happening now. Like, okay, what is happening now is just like we are being caged, we are being stationed. There's no movement, nothing is happening. This society is in a pause. The social system is just in a pause. The economic system is in pause. Politics is in pause. Everything is in standstill. Churches, businesses is not functioning. All these things is like just it's just like coming like an idea, and the whole thing. I was like, okay, let me just find a way to illustrate this, like the stoppage of time, the questions behind time. If time is an illusion, what if time does not exist? What if it's just a man-made assumption that there's something called time? Because just the way you are over there now, I guess your time is different from my time. Maybe because of the location and the rest of it. What if time is just something that we crafted out and just like to just schedule our life scenario? What if there's nothing like time? Can we just live the life freely? Like let's just live life freely. That was just the idea behind it. Let's not constrain ourselves to the whole mechanism of I want to do this in this time, I want to do this in this time, and once the lockdown is over, once the whole chaos behind time is just what's really inspired it. So the main idea there, I'm trying to push out a question like, what if? That is just what if? Like, what if the whole thing is just a shambles? Like, no time, the life is just there. Let's just live it. What if we can live tomorrow? What if there's nothing like tomorrow? Why do we have different time zone? These are the questions that I'm trying to ask.
Interesting. Yeah. I think it's very wise to question everything around you. You know, so things we buy into, we just accept it. But where did it come from?
That is it.
There's things in our lives, in our everyday lives, that we accept. But where did it come from? You know. So I think it's a very interesting question. Even the concept of time, is it just a construct that's man-made and we just buy into the idea, and because we all buy into it, it's normal? Many things, it's interesting to question. I think you should question like loads of things, like even the whole thing with media.
That is
So it's
media system, right?
So look at the media system. Okay, so there was COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. Now everyone's talking about the current situation in America. Yeah. So there's an incident that happened in January, but no one spoke about it until May because we're focusing on the COVID-19. So now we're focusing on the police brutality that's happening in America. But people need to question, if there's certain incidences that happen in January, how comes everyone's talking about it in May or June? Why? I wouldn't have known what was happening in America if it wasn't for the news.
Sure.
So you have to think, where are you getting the information from? And the person giving out the information, are they doing honest journalism, or do they have an agenda? I'm not saying brutality isn't real. I'm just questioning, why is certain information being unleashed at certain times? If something happened in January, how come it's being unleashed in May and in June? Do the media have an agenda? What's actually happening?
Well,
I think certain things need to be questioned because people are just feeling pressured. I need to say this, I need to say that. What's going on? Get all the information. What's happening? So, because, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
personally,
Mm.
yeah. So actually, for me, I think that the media itself, the media system, the media itself is being manipulated. Like there's an upper hand that's controlling the affairs of the people
Of
there.
course.
So
Yes.
when a thing is not going to favor them, they try as much as possible to shift it aside. Okay, let's just. I'm going to give an illustration on kind of thing that's happening within this my vicinity, like this my country, Nigeria. How
Yes.
fun it is. Yeah, we will see that a lot of things are happening, and even the media are scared to speak out because when you speak out, you are scared of being banned. So because of that,
Yeah.
you try to draft out your articles, your news in a way that it will suit those in power.
Yeah.
Now, that is why nowadays most artists and yes, most artists are trying to speak up with their artwork,
Yes.
leaving aside the media houses because these media houses, to be honest, they have no power of their own. That is my take. Like they have no power of their own. So whatever thing that happened, let's say in January, February, and is brought out now in May, June, is because the upper hands made it so. Like that is what they wanted. So once is the right time for them, they'll say, okay, now let's send this out.
Yeah.
So once it's not the right time, they just hold it. I
Yeah.
remember there was a time there's this particular radio station here in Nigeria that doing great power, so that they're constantly having a program speaking concerning the things happening in the country against the government and the rest of it, and they were banned for some time. They were banned before the ban was uplifted. Now with that, they'll be scared because they don't want to lose. They don't want to go out of the system. They want to remain. So if things like that should continue, definitely the media won't be giving us what we want, rather what they want us to know. So the best thing for we artists is to just use our artwork and pass the message. And that is one of the reasons why in most of my artwork, if you've seen the trend of my artworks, I usually make use of newsprint. Like it's a trend from the onset. So I try to also impute that in my artwork, the place of media, the message. Like there was a piece I created 2018 titled "The Things We Hear."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my page. So that particular piece, I tried to, since the media was scared to speak, I tried to speak with my artwork. I tried to explain the things that are happening here in our country, Nigeria, to the outside. And I was happy that the artwork also received some recognitions. So with stuff like that, we are trying our best to pass the right message, regardless of what media houses are doing.
Definitely. Yeah, I think it's important not to rely on the media, not to rely on their taglines and all that, because there's like a few people that will probably one man that owns a whole stake of the major media outlets like around the world, and other media are influenced by the major ones around the world, whatever. But I think it's important to question things. Don't just buy into an idea that you've received,
Sure.
because every time because a lot of media they feed off negative energy, they feed off negative news, and they actually make money when you share their news, when you share and post it, when you use their hashtags.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about it, the traffic is going into their media outlets. So there's a particular article about so and so. If you hashtag it and all that, it's going to drive traffic to their media because
Definitely.
because basically with all these media outlets, they invest a lot of money on search optimizations for their websites and all that. They make money from advertising, so everything is optimized. When they have articles about this and that, and people are hashtagging and all that, they're actually making money. They make money off people's misery. That's the bottom line. Does that make sense?
Sure. They do. It's a business. So, and every
It's
business
a
wants to make
business.
a profit. Yes.
Yes,
Every business wants to make a profit. So they're up to make
definitely.
a profit, regardless of what
Definitely.
they feed the masses.
Definitely. Definitely. Because they make they make money from advertising. And they do all the, like, they want to piss people off, they want to aggravate people, and they'll do anything, like Donald Trump has his lines and all that. He wants people to be pissed off. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, so obviously, America, they have issues. There's big problems. It's abundantly obvious they have problems, right?
Are very obvious, but and that is because I would say that is because the masses, like the individuals, are the one really putting out this information on the internet. Because if it were to be left to the media alone, we might not really know what's going on there. But
Yeah,
because these individuals are really taking out their time to get these stores recorded and putting it up on the
yeah,
internet, that is
yeah,
the major reason why we can really know what's going on there and how to
yeah,
uh, go about it.
yeah. It's important. It's good for the individuals to share, and you have a better insight of what's happening. To engage with the actual source. To engage with the local people. It's good, because you don't just have an image produced by the media with their agenda.
Sure.
Um, so yeah, definitely, that's the beauty of social media. You get to see multiple perspectives from everyone, not just the media alone, which is good, you know. But people need to question everything.
Definitely.
Need to question everything.
Definitely. Because let me just give a little scenario of what something something happened one time ago.
Mm,
I went to then when I started, as in, it was last year actually, I was going to photography and I met someone to put me through. And when I got there, it was like a studio. So some guys were just like doing some stuff, some crazy stuff.
mm,
And there was a particular system there that no one was making use of. I was like, what's the problem? What is wrong with the system? He said, it's just there that whenever they come, they're not making use of it. And whoever comes, they just maintain that pattern. And I was like, why? So we went further, and then after the whole up and down, nothing was wrong with the system. Just because the trend of everybody coming there keeps abandoning the system because they believe that it's not functioning right, without questioning why it was not functioning right.
mm.
So with that alone, it shows that before you give a consent to anything, like you should know the reason why it is that way.
Yes,
You should know the reason why it ought to be.
yes,
Because the other thing we are just bringing it back to my artwork. The other thing we are just um, concerned. In fact, this life we've mapped out everything. In this age, I should be this. In that age, I should be married. I should have my children. In this age, I should be out of job. And We have so much constrained everything to time. And when everything is not working in the kind of way we've arranged them, we feel that our life is in shambles.
Yeah.
But not knowing that this is what, as individuals, we've just created for our own. It's an illusion we've just tried to bring into life. What if we just assume that there's nothing like that? Just live your life the way it is. I know it might sound crazy to some, but it's art for you. It's just, I'm an artist, so if I sound crazy to others, it's it's normal to me. So it's just my thoughts, and also I try to bring my thoughts to life. So also the art piece, when you talk about this, when you talk about this art, when you talk about this time and everything, you can't just focus it on just the things you're seeing physically, the realm, the conscious realm, and the rest of it. It also deals with your mental, your subconscious. The truth, I play with so much my subconscious. Like, I love to dream, so I dream a lot, and most of my stuffs, when I dream, I see things there, and I just try to bring it out. So stuff like that is not just what I see physically. I try to bring everything, both the one from inside when I'm trying to rest my head and it's just there. I try to bring it out.
Yeah.
So that is just the way it is. That is just my question. That is just what the artwork stands for, and I'm trying to question what if.
It's great. It's great work, man. Seriously, it's great work. So how big is this piece?
And that is a 4 by 3 feet.
Okay.
It's 4 by 3 feet.
Nice. And so how long did it take you to execute this piece on the canvas?
Okay, well, let's just say same as the first one, because the first one was more like I was trying to pump back myself into the system, like pump back myself up to being the artist I was. Why this one was more like, okay, I've gotten the idea of what I want to do. Like, I had the thoughts, now let me just bring it out on paper. So it was more, the thought process wasn't that as cumbersome as the first one, but the application itself was, let's say, similar to that. Close to a month, I completed the piece, and I just, that was it. So it wasn't really, I don't spend years on it.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I just like the story behind this piece. Seriously, I just like it. So is it just going to be a one-off? Or are you going to make a series out of this whole theme, or?
Well, for this particular one, it's not going to be a series. Like, it's more like singular pieces.
Yeah.
But in the singular pieces, that they will have a kind of a trend, like a kind of something that links them together.
Okay.
And one of the things that's going to link them together is, first, is that talking about the thought process. It concerns the subconscious as the thing that happens inside, not just the things. So that is for the thought process. Also, the look, the kind of, it have this collage feel, like you see the collage in the artworks, and also there will be a link between the reference, the model, the muse. You will still see the complexity of the facial structure, and also some other things related to it. So, I have some other people out there, they're having the same trend. Maybe when I start putting them up, people will see them and like, okay, this artist created this piece, and the messages there are similar and stuff like that. So it's not going to be a series, but they will have the identity.
Yeah.
Then maybe later on, as the spirit leads, I might want to create a series where of a particular line of I want to address.
It's good. Yeah. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces. Have you had any funny comments from people about this piece?
About this particular one.
Yeah.
Let there was a comment though not on this piece, was on dialogue between realms.
Okay.
So someone, the question the person asked was, "Is this artwork completed?" I was surprised. Like I was like, "What do you mean by this artwork completed?" He said, "Yes, because to him this does not look completed." Ha. I was like, "Young man, just stay one place. I don't want to say anything. You don't really understand what's going on here, so just just relax."
Yeah,
so why on this other one, this custodian of time, I had a friend in my studio, so he came around, so he saw the artwork as physically, not the online stuff. And I was like, you see what inspired this work? Like, we know you now. You are the guy that draws the normal kind of realism, hyper-realism. And I said, my brother, this stuff is just like, it came from inside. It's just something I can't really explain. It's more like from the subconscious mind. And what this nigga said was, bros, you don't turn prophets.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's prophet. No, I'm not a prophet, but it's just the way it is. It is what it is. So these are the two main comments that really cracked me up. I was like, okay. It's just part of it. It's just
Some people get it, some people won't get it, So I'm into I'm into, like, stories, themes, concepts, and ideas. Like, get people to think, man. Use your mind.
Yes.
Don't just buy into conventional things you see every day, man. Life is, come on, man. Like, you're playing the game, man. Don't just, someone invented the computer or your phone. You can invent something as well. You're play on this world, man. But you're not just a consumer, man. You're a creator. You're an artist. Everyone is a creator, man. So everyone can participate. If you think you can participate, you can participate. If you think you can't, you're right as well. Either way, you're the one.
It's a thing of the mind.
Yeah. Truth. So you have more power in your mind than you think, and
yes.
and the people that own the media, they know how powerful the mind is. That's why they value media over money, actually, because media controls the mind. It influences the mind, and it influences how you spend money as well. It influences how you can feel emotionally. So there's certain things that you see in the media, and people buy into it, and the media can just manipulate a bunch of people through it. So so different. It tells you how to feel, how to spend, how to think about yourself, many things. So the media is a very, very powerful thing.
Yeah, it's so powerful. Like, let me, let, let me let me just take myself back to when I started this whole art of the thing. And what really inspired the newspaper print on my artwork. You go to my page, you see what the bio I wrote recently parts of my true artwork. Actually, the thought that goes through as an individual. And now, what makes up these thoughts are the information that we process, are the things that we receive, like the thought that goes inside of you. Now, those thoughts, like you said, they're influenced by what you read, what you see, the kind of people you interact with. So, in bringing all this down to my canvas, how best do I illustrate it? That was what the infusion of newsprint on my artwork, because the newsprint represents the information that we absorb. The newsprint represents things that goes inside of us, what we read, what we see, because what makes sense. Put a man in a house and lock him up without any information, and he becomes so dumb. But take him out and let him be exposed to information from the media, from persons around him, and he become enlightened, even though the knowledge, whether the knowledge is on the right side or on the wrong side, the fact is that he's being enlightened on something. So that is what really makes us enjoy. That what shapes our thoughts. So because of that, I try to illustrate that with the use of newsprint on my artworks. So the media itself plays a very key role in everything. Media, school system, everything plays a key role. So all that boils down to we passing the right message. So that was it.
Yeah, the human mind. The human mind. It's an interesting subject, interesting topic. Just a mind. So yeah. Custodian of time. Custodian of time. Yeah, great piece. So, who influences your work besides from the subconscious? Like, is there any other things that perhaps may be influential towards your work? Like individuals, artists, a place, anything?
For individual artists, I'll take my mind back to the old. Let's start from there. One thing that is really influencing my art is the great Salvador Dali. Is one of the artists I've been reading up on, like doing some research on that. Then currently in our recent time, one of the artists I respect so much is our popular Ken Ngobu.
Oh, Ken, right? Yeah.
I respect his art, kind of artwork, and he's an artist with so much zeal, an artist with so much message.
Yes.
I try to look up to him and see some thoughts like, since he's passing the message across, why don't we do the same? Why don't artists lend their voice and see how we can manipulate the system to suit the masses? So he's one of those people that's really, and also my surroundings. I live in a kind of ghetto area, like my area is not a posh area, so I see the way people interact. I see the way people react to life and how life has treated many people. And when I take a walk, I just try to imagine what is going through their mind, what are they thinking of. And because of that, I just try to bring it out compared to what I am thinking of and try to bring it out to play. So that is the side thing that really influences me.
Okay. Cool. Yes. So, are you reading any particular type of books, or are you watching any movies? Are you consuming any type of medium? What do you like to, anything you like to watch or read or anything?
Truth be told, I hardly read. I hardly read because I'm more of the kind of person that I believe more in practical. So when I prefer to see a movie or to rather watch some articles on YouTube, like the art assignments, Tati, and some other stuff like that. So I do more of watching online on YouTube and reading.
Okay, yeah. That's actually a common question with a lot of artists I've been interviewing. They literally said the same thing, most of them. So yeah, that makes yeah. Yeah. That's what I say. Yeah, seriously, man. Like artists are really similar in this way, So quite funny. Okay, cool. So what advice would you give to anyone that wants to get into art? Any young individual, perhaps, that wants to get into art?
Art itself is something that is expressive. So you should be ready and willing to express yourself, not just following a particular track. The normal everyone wants to just want to draw. But they should also know that not every drawing is an artwork. Some drawing is just there, while some artwork is an artwork. So if you're coming into the system and you want to be an artist, be willing and ready to pour out your mind and soul to it. Like whatever thing you want to do, let it be unique to you. I came across Agnes Martins. I don't know if you know Agnes Martins.
I don't know.
She's an artist. She's late though, one of the old time artists.
Yeah.
Now, I came across her artwork and it was more like just lines, faded lines. But she had a message she was passing through that was unique and peculiar to her. So if you're an artist coming into the system, find your niche, find something that suits you better, something that will express your message better to the audience. And with that, you are good to go.
Cool. What was the name of the artist you just mentioned? Something Martins?
Agnes Martins.
Agnes. Okay.
Yes, Agnes Martins.
Look at her work. Okay, so she does patterns. Okay.
Yeah. Some faded lines, artwork, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks for that. Okay, I've learned something new today. No, appreciate that. Yes. Okay. So no, I think we've covered quite a bit. I really enjoy your artwork. It's sick, bro. It's sick. I was curious to know, have you been approached by like filmmakers or musicians like to do like artwork for them or anything like this?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm not.
Okay, yeah, I like to ask artists this anyway. Yeah, okay, cool. And is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I would just like to share a little bit of my photography as well.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, I'm a photographer, so I'm trying to venture more into fine art photography, fine art portrait photography. So it's just more, it's different from the usual kind of shooting the model and bringing out just the beauty of it. I'm also trying to pass a message through my photography as well.
Okay.
So hopefully that's just nothing really wild, nothing really much, just
Cool.
the way it is.
Nice. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And
Thank you.
yeah, cool. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on this video. Like definitely if you can send me some JPEGs, I'll just add it to the edited YouTube video. Yeah, and that's it. I think that's it. So thanks again. Take care. Stay safe. And
We are trying our best to be safe, so
Yeah, of course.
hopefully
Yeah,
we are.
yeah. Anyway, UC Wills, take care. Thanks again for your time. I'll
Thank you
speak.
so much.
Yeah, take care, bro.
All right.
Uh,